We have found stability in the Cataclysm. With the newly learned knowledge on how to enchant, we move towards creation. Blacksmithing, metalworking, alchemy and construction, real weapons and armor, armaments to have a future. A future we will build ourselves. Welcome back to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. My journey as Vellum, aspiring Archmage of the Apocalypse. Today, we are starting with a goal. We want to get into this blacksmithing so that we can get proper weapons. And in order to make a steel spear, we're going to need an anvil, something with grinding, some sort of forge, a acetylene torch, an actual forge, which that might have to come later until we actually figure out what we're doing, a file set, and a pair of metal tongs. And we're going to double check down here near our tools, make sure that we don't have any of these things. So we have, we have the grinding, we have the anvil, we have the file set. So we need tongs. Sorry, we have the grinding, the hammering, and the file set. So we need tongs, an anvil, and a forge. And then we can set up our blacksmithing and properly get into starting to make actual real weapons. We'll check outside real quick, our pits, make sure that we're keeping on top of things being crushed down. Oop, don't want to step into the spikeboard. Being crushed down out here. Oh, yeah. See, look at this. We even got more things. So one of the things we're going to be looking for is a craft shop. And I already have the route planned to the closest one. There are, as you can tell, a lot of craft shops around. But these two, and they could be anything. They don't necessarily have to be the crafts that we're looking for, which is unfortunate. But we are going to start investigating craft shops to see if we can do anything about that. We did manage to make, in the wee hours of the night, we managed to make a, where is it? A spear strap. So we have our knife spear, our newly minted knife spear on our back. And we are going to start heading into, ooh, something killed a zombie dog over here. I'm always happy but worried to see zombies being slain out in the wild. We can make sure and pulp the corpses. Oh, that one's acid filled. We are going to try something that we contemplated in the night here. We should be able to use, yep. So we can just move the corpse out of that. And then we will just dissect it real quick. That was probably not the fastest way of doing it. Wasted an hour. But dissecting it will probably teach us more about it. And the more we learned about these creatures, we did manage to hurt ourselves a little bit with the acid. But the more we learn about these creatures, the more we'll get closer to a proficiency in killing these creatures. And there are zombies now. So we're going to go ahead and whip out our knife spear, which I just noticed. Now that we have a knife spear, we can reassign. There we go. We can whip out the knife spear and put it to good use. Zombie goes down in 2 hits. That is what you want to see. Beautiful. Absolutely. Ooh, that was a fresh zombie. What died around here to be making a fresh zombie? Strange. Let's keep heading east here. We are going to go ahead and activate Extended Stride, which we had forgotten about until just now, to make us a little bit faster when we're out in the wilderness. Make sure that we can properly step away from enemies. It's a fabric store. Useful, actually. But not right now. I did want to check. Okay, we do have inventory space. A zombie hunter. That's new. You're barely able to believe this thing was ever human. It scrambles about on all fours, its nails and teeth sharpened into dangerous-looking spikes. That thing is not ideal. Go ahead and take out the zombie runner down here. And I think we will kind of take a southerly route here. Oh, is that thread? That's a lot of thread. Okay. I know I said that I didn't think this place was going to be useful, but it might actually be useful after all, because we have a lot of stuff to repair. And oh man, yeah, there's just so much thread here. We were kind of running low on thread. Actually, most of this is pretty useful now that I think about it. The electric spin wheel, not so much. Go ahead and phase through this wall because the door's locked. Catch our breath anytime we phase. Make sure that we're staying caught up there. Is there anything back here? Nothing useful. Okay, just go ahead and leave, to be honest. This is so close to home that instead of looting it now, we can just keep it in mind. And next time we need a lot of thread, it'll be where we go. This, however, this gun store, looks like it might have a decent amount of materials for us. We need to pull this body out of the way of the door and then close the door behind us. Okay. Arc welder, hacksaw. The hacksaw might be useful for metal. Yeah, metal sawing. There we go. Okay. Arc welder. We would need to be able to plug it in, but it does have welding capabilities. It's also probably incredibly heavy. I'll take the clamping things as well. It's a lot of copper. What does this hand press do for us? It doesn't say. Looks like it's specifically for making ammo. That's not as useful. We can check this store real quick, though. I doubt there's going to be anything in here amazing, because it is a gun store. What does the helmet liner do? Oh, interesting. Just adds a little bit of encumbrance to our head, but also adds a lot of warmth. Coyote combat jacket. You don't say. Looks like it's only a small amount of encumbrance. Arms, legs, and torso. Interesting. It is worth considering. We need to not be balking at the idea of wearing armor. Still not keen on guns, but armor is useful. Oh. One of those things. Pupating zombie. I believe this calls for use of our magic. We're going to go ahead and put our spear in our spear strap and pull out a wind strike. Losing concentration on it the first time. We are going to smash it into a second time. And it is hurt. So we're going to go in. There we go. We took it down. And it didn't get a chance to do whatever the hell it normally does. That explosion of flesh raptors. Hard to leave such kind of memories behind us. Also left some sort of sludge trail behind it. Disgusting. Ah. Feral dwarf. We've learned the hard way not to leave those things alive. Go ahead and take the bandage it left for us, and actually, not a bad time to go ahead and at least cover our wounds. Let them start healing. An Urban Explorers map. Might tell us about a few locations we haven't already seen. Looks like we need to cut east. Okay, that thing legitimately looks horrifying. Undead Canine has shed all of its skin, revealing a carapace of fused bones and ribs. This walking suit of bone seems to be controlled by a net of veins and sinews, which pulse with glistening black goo. I think I just want all of nothing about that. Like, I'm good. Man, there's so many zombies up here. We need to be careful. In fact, we're going to put away the spear for just a second and pull out the wrong spell, a wind strike. Can we get multiple of these guys all at once? We can, right there. Hitting all of them for 35 damage, knocking most of them to the ground. Pull out the spear, start finishing them off. One of them did manage to just leap in towards us and get one claw off on our head. Back up. Put away the spear. Pressure on the wound. Bleeding stops. Good. I do actually think that this is a good time for another wind strike. Wait, why did it cast the wrong thing? There we go. Taking down the tough zombie and deeply hurting. We're going to go ahead and finish this guy off with magic missiles. Pull our spear back out for the normal zombies. Oh, that one was actually an acid-filled zombie. We'll try this trick again. So we'll pull the body over here, and then can we smash it now? Still, it's considered dangerous, so we'll see about butchering it. We're just too disgusted right now to even imagine butchering it. I think we'll leave it for now. And let's go ahead and head towards this craft shop. What's in there? It's like another gun store? Yeah, it looks like another gun store. Go ahead and put away the spear. We can pull it out very quickly. Jump the fence. And looks like we have access to the crafts. Cordless drill. That's promising. Piano wire, circular saw. Do you think we'll probably take one of these cordless drills? What's a luthier tool set? Guaranteed to have right tools for creating musical instruments. Oh, okay, so this is some sort of music shop. It's unlikely that we're going to be able to find an anvil here. There's a drill press, miter saw, a planer, a table saw, and a power lathe. Some pretty useful power tools, but unfortunately there's no power anymore. Some sandpaper, ukulele. What about upstairs? Looks like there's honestly a lot of stuff up here. Probably be a pretty good location for resources. Fortunately, we need tools right now. We actually have the resources we need. We just need the tools to be able to finish it. Ooh, 101 Home Repairs does sound like a fabrication-focused book. Bunch of files, battery chargers. Nothing too interesting there. What is this? Light machinery. I don't think we can actually identify what kind of machinery that is. We're not exactly familiar with this sort of stuff. We'll go ahead and mark this one off. Leave a note, though. There are power tools here. And we'll go ahead and mark our path to the next craft shop. Pull out our spears so that it's out. Don't waste any time. Check this car super fast. Super glue is useful. And move on. God grabbed us for just a second and immediately pulled something out of our backpack. We need to be more careful. Seems like some sort of fancy top hat here. I'm too curious. We're gonna break into this place real quick and see what's going on in here. Perhaps just the home of someone very fancy. There's a tuxedo too. I think they heard me. It's okay. It's actually not a bad place for us to fight them because they're going to be pretty slowed down by trying to get in. Plus, we could do with some food. Go ahead and nab a little bit there. Check for any good healing supplies. Nothing worth mentioning. And we'll head back out. We should actually probably go ahead and close our wounds while we're sitting here. Our new healing skills are paying off in being able to close our wounds at a much higher efficiency with less efficient materials. And that's a shocker zombie. Let's double check. Is our spear conductive? Because it has a wooden pole. It does not conduct electricity, which means it is actually relatively safe to fight a shocker zombie. We're going to go ahead and phase through the wall here. We don't want to spend the time trying to bust down the window. And we ended up in the wrong building. Of course. We'll grab a little bit more food, and I think we will actually take a moment to just kind of catch our breath and just snack on some stuff, really. We can just go out the back here as well. Make sure we always sheath the spear before taking hard climbs. We don't want to stab ourselves mid-climb. What is this? This is a craft shop, yes, but I don't recognize what they might be making here. I see a lot of metal junk out here. Oh, this might be some sort of car shop, but those welding goggles might be useful for us. If we're forced to, we will end up using a welding method instead of anything else. Gas forge. Gas-fueled metalworking forge. With the rice tools, you can use it for metalworking. It's too heavy. Can we wield it to pull it out? We can. That is actually an option. There's also a full sewing kit here. We've been using like a little wooden needle this whole time. The sewing kit would be a significant step up from that. Look on metallurgy. I'll take it. And a leather apron so we don't hurt ourselves while doing this. Go ahead and open all these. I will admit, this forge is tempting. It is one of the things that we needed. Getting it back, though. What is this? A metalworking chisel? We might be able to use it. So if this is a gas forge, let's take a look at this again. What does it use for fuel? Because it's fueled, right? It needs a gas tank. Okay. If I had a hiking backpack, that'd be large enough to store it. There is a large propane tank here, but I don't see anything that looks like it's designed to fit into maybe this welding tank? Oh, and there's rock forges here. Interesting. Can we grab them? No. Can we deconstruct them? Potentially. Let's check around outside real quick. Is there anything nearby that's going to see us? At least that we can see. Also, are these empty? These are empty. Go ahead and poke at this guy through the fence. Very glad that worked. And see about... Man, this place is all glass. Okay. Maybe some use of some spells will help here. We did just recently learned the ability to create a shadow field. It's too hard of a spell. Oh, no, it's actually not. It's probably just because we're distracted. So we're going to play with our Uno cards for a moment. See if we can get our mood back up. Kind of focus on what we're doing. And then do this again. Are they trying to get in? That's just a lot of footsteps. That is a lot of footsteps over there. Okay, let's not worry about it right now. We have a way out. We know where we're going if we're going to try and get out. Again, let's see. Shadow field. Still too difficult. Let's stop concentrating on our other powers for a moment. Pain's also probably not helping. Get a few aspirins. Wait a few seconds for them to kick in. What about now? There we go. So now we're in shadow. And while we're in the shadow, we're going to light up our area and deconstruct. No. We can deconstruct this way. It just turned into rock. I see. But deconstructing it gave us a good idea of how we can make one ourselves. If we had more skill in fabrication and we had a shovel of some sort, which I think we actually do have a shovel back home, we would be able to make one of these ourselves. We would just need 40 rocks, which, I mean, there's a pile of 40 rocks right there, but we definitely don't want to just carry 40 rocks back. We're going to stop concentrating. Shadow Field's pretty useful. No idea how long it lasts, though. That's a spell that we're probably going to want to get better at, actually. Okay, so this forge is an option. We'd still need an anvil. I think the rock forge would probably be better than the gas forge. And even though we haven't actually found anything yet, it did give us some good ideas here. So this one wasn't a complete bust. Where would we want to get... There is a strip mall nearby. There's a chance that there's some other shops there that are pretty interesting to us. Although I am worried at this point that even if we do find a forge, we're not going to be able to carry it home. take out that zombie from the height of the fence. There's also an antique store to our south. We might as well check it out while we're out here. Getting a little tired, but we still have plenty of time in the night. What? We've run into something new. A zombie blank. The zombie looks fairly ordinary, other than walking more quickly than the standard shambling. But there's something subtly wrong about it. When you look at it directly, gray static flickers on the edge of your vision, and you hear a very low honing drum. Okay. I don't like this, so I'm going to go ahead and kill it. It's down. It caused a dull pain behind our eyes and a terrible sense of loss. I don't feel any different, though. Not sure what it would have been doing to us, and I don't like the implication. Perhaps we just don't find out. Some sort of pond here. Even some fish in it. I don't like fishing, though. There's very little that even the apocalypse could do to get us to start fishing. Oh, I went into the wrong store. That's the clothing store. Let's see. Some sort of antique store here. I'm curious. Bit of an antique myself, so. Satisfying click. Door lock opens. Halberd! I'm sorry, what? We can't tell if it's real until we open the case. Hold on. Don't we have a knock spell or something like that? Nothing of the sort. Okay, let's close the door and take a crack at this. Hopefully it doesn't set off an alarm or something. After a few attempts, we're still failing. Breaking our tools, to be honest. I do hear footsteps, but they do sound like they're outside. Okay, finally got it open. Cheaply made replica. That's so disappointing. But look at it. It would have been beautiful. It would have been a beautiful weapon for us to have. If we could find a real halberd somewhere, that really would be something. Is there anything else worth our time here? Or have we just wasted time? Jade. There's a chance that this actually has jade in it. We'll take it. Could be fake, just like everything else here. Oh, halberd. What a tease. We'll go ahead and mark that place. Everything there is found. Is there another craft store? There is. There's a craft store right down here. We'll head to that one next. You still have a couple hours in the nighttime left, but after hitting this store, probably going to be wise to head. This knife spear is honestly a beautiful weapon of destruction against the zombies. Don't like the idea of going down the street there. Actually, I think I'm going to head through here. Bunch of birds. Some crows. Ain't too bad so far. Zombie dog. Less ideal. Oh my gosh. Fighting with that zombie kid. Attracted the dog. Oh, but we managed to get it before it bit us. Good. Crow is ignoring us. That's for the best. Don't really want to get my eyes pecked out right now. Another torn skin spell. And we're inside. Sewing kits. And sewing stuff. But we do find a tailor's kit, which is a straight upgrade from a sewing kit, so we can actually go ahead and drop that sewing kit that we found earlier. We have basically the best tool we can find within the tailoring world. We'll take the steel awl as well. That'll help us with any leatherworking we might need to do in the future. And I guess since we're here, might as well take anything interesting or valuable. Some sort of zombie footballer in the bathroom. I think perhaps he was getting fitted before the apocalypse. Oh gosh, another dog. Whew, we took it down very quickly. I am honestly falling in love with the spear. The spear is so good for us. There we go. Zombie dog and zombie down. Some clay back here. That's promising. Do they have a kiln? Oh, here we go. Clay kiln. Interesting. It's not a forge. It's not an anvil, but something. There is some charcoal here. We are actually going to take that charcoal. We plan on starting a rock forge. So the charcoal might be useful. Because we don't fully know how to make charcoal yet. Although I'm sure we could figure it out. This one is, I wouldn't say a bust, but done at the very least. Looking around, the next nearest craft store is starting to get pretty far away from home. And it being around 2 a.m. in the morning, I think it's a good time to start heading back. We are, despite my earlier concerns, going to be sticking to the alleyways because, well, some things have changed. We can now use these. Oh, that's, what is that? A sludge trail. That's not good. What the hell is that? Feral human. We can use the alleyways to our advantage, and we immediately turned a corner and got grabbed. We're gonna head up to the roof here and take a few steps away. Ooh. But this roof does have a bit of a survival situation going on it. And it looks like some people were holding out here for a little while. Golf club, vodka, gallon jugs. Curious if we can use our phase. And we tried the phase to the ground, and unfortunately, I think we missed as we slammed into the ground. It's not the first time we've come out of a phase into open air, but it never is something that we want to happen. I'll just say. We'll go ahead and bandage up our wounds, and at this point, we're definitely going home. Just hope we can avoid any further problems now. Of course, we're in too much pain to use our powers anymore. So we're actually going to go ahead and take some pain pills, but only just a little bit, just to take the edge off. What the hell is this? It's a grocery store, but it's been barricaded. No time to figure it out. Let's just leave. An ornithomius. A zombie. Bipedal dinosaur. Great. There are so many zombies in the street here. We're going to climb the fence here, and as we go to climb the fence, a zombie grabs us from behind, pulling us off the fence. A zapper, our normal zombie. They crushed us against the wall just as we tried to escape. What can we do here? Our left arm was grabbed. Try and break free. Slams us into the wall again. And again. We are going to start running. Try and get away. Oh my gosh. That could have been really bad. That could have been really bad. As soon as we're even a few inches away, we're going to try and stop to catch our breath. We've mostly caught it. We're going to take our time and step away from this situation. Probably need to head north because we don't want to head back towards that wasp queen. There are just so many zombies out here. It may actually be a good idea to try and find someplace safe to bunker down for a little bit. Perhaps one of these places that we've already checked, like the craft store. Let's head for there. We know it's clear because we've already been there. Try and take a similar path to how we moved before, because we have been clearing things as we go. Let's head in. Place is mostly glass. That's really not ideal. What about upstairs? I just don't remember. Okay. There's some areas here that are at least relatively closed off. No curtains, though. We could head to the Nets craft shop. But I do worry about the state of our injuries right now. We don't want to get caught outside like this. And we're in a lot of pain. think we're just gonna have to make do. We'll close these doors to try and create a little bit of a dark spot here. Catch our breath and just eat a little bit, drink a little bit, make sure that we're sated. And we're going to rest here for just a little while. Even just waiting about an hour, sitting in the dark, we feel a lot better about our chances. How bright is it outside? It's still dark. We might have about a half an hour before daytime. We are going to try and make it back home. This was not the most successful trip. It also wasn't the worst. We've learned a lot. That's paramilitary something. And gunshots. A lot of gunshots. This night's not over yet. And with that, we're going to have to leave you here. This has been Cataclysm. Dark days ahead. I have been Areima, and if you have enjoyed, leave a like. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment, and if you want to see more, subscribe. I hope you have a good night. Goodbye.